34 years.
Yeah, 34 years.
If you were to sum up trucking in a couple words, what would it be?
Overregulated.
Amen to that.
Everybody wants in on something. You know, they want to keep the same timetable, but now they're restricting you how fast you can run, when you can run. You know, this is a pre-E-log. I don't need an E-log. I'm on paper when I run. So that's fine with me. But a computer to tell you when to sleep, when to run, you as a driver know yourself. There's days you wake up and you feel great. You feel great. You can sit behind the wheel for 16 hours. It doesn't bother you. There's other days you wake up, an hour down the road, I'm ready for a nap. But you can't do it because the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. That'll screw it up. And if you stop, whoever you're driving for, they're calling you, why you stopped so long, what's going on. You got to run. You got to run. You got to run.
On with the Truckers, welcome to the Asian My Show. You know, I went up to this man trying to make a friend today. You're my first,
only friend, right?
My only friend.
Your only friend here
in all of Rantoul. Okay, we're gonna stick to that, right?
Okay.
Please introduce yourself.
My name's Scott Horvath.
You know, I'm gonna ask you so many questions about life, but before that, I see this beautiful truck behind you. You know, maybe we could talk about the truck a little bit, and then maybe talk about some things that, you know, show a little love to the trucking industry, right? So what we got behind you?
It's a 95 Pete. When I bought it, it was a 216 wheelbase, had a 435 cat, 13 speed, 370 rears. I bought it used back in 04.
04. Where did you find it?
I found this in Kankakee, Illinois for $17,000 back in 04.
17,000. Let's walk around this because this don't look like no $17,000 truck no more.
No. 20-inch American Eagle bumper, stainless grill bars. The grill itself is powder coated.
Well, let's walk close. Let's see.
This is powder coated instead of being painted. Helps a lot with the rock chips. And instead of the aluminum, rubbing your butt off with aluminum all the time, I went with the stainless grill surround. Single headlights, no brackets.
I was gonna notice, I don't see brackets on this.
Everybody and their brother wants to do the double J's or something like that, and I went straight into the side. That's how I did that one. I got the big Vortex air cleaners I threw on there.
Yeah.
I got
walk around it.
The penny lights on each side, 10 on each side, front and back. I've got the lights inside the air cleaner. The roof is shaved. I've got no clearance lights, no horn. The antenna on a Peterbilt is not OCD friendly because it's up front and off to the side. And the whole roof is shaved. The antenna is in the center of the back window now.
That is cool. I'm looking at it as we're talking.
Yep. The mirror brackets, those are powder coated also. And they are 3 inches lower and 3 inches wider than factory. Interior's pretty much the same. Every year I keep saying I'm going to do something to the interior, I'm going to do something. The only thing that was done is the dual heated air ride seats with armrests. That's the only thing. That, and I put the floor in. Other than that, the way it is the way it is when I bought it.
That looks great. Looks like home right there.
Pretty much.
With the wood floors, right?
Pretty much. Jones hood. I've got the lowrider package on there, which is the fenders, the cowl extension, the cowl panel, and then I've got the fiberglass step covers on there. 7-inch straights. You don't see that cut too often.
Yeah, no, I was looking because I'm looking around and everybody got cuts every other single way.
You walk from the back and you're like, oh, there's this truck right up there.
Yeah. Was there a rhyme or reason for that?
I like being different, and honestly, I do love miter cut pipes on a flat top. Miter cut on a flat top look cool, but on this, I just wanted to do something different because this is the first day cab I've ever had in my life. I've always run big bunks, and this is the first day cab, and I just went different with it. Different, simple, but different.
That's great.
Stretched it 4 feet, added 150 gallon tanks on, extra steps. The cabinet and the deck plate are both powder coated again.
Is that the magic trick? If you powder coat, it doesn't get scraped up by bugs?
It doesn't get scraped up. It doesn't get chipped. It's easier to clean, and it's an industrial powder coating. What they use on the skyscrapers is what they use.
How do you get a hold of that?
One of my customers does powder coating.
There it is.
There it is.
So if someone hits on the comments when I put this up, and
it's like, you know what? I'm getting ready to build a truck, and he's like, "You want stuff powder coated?" And he talked to me about it, and I loaded up one of my trucks with the deck plate, the cabinet, mirror brackets, grill, shipped it off to him, and he did it. So
looks great, brother. It really does. I really like the look. All right, what we got going on, brother?
Okay. Started life as a 435 Cat from the factory. This is now a full marine 3406E. It's a 5EK model, and it's full tilt, all marine, everything, off the shelf Caterpillar parts. On a dyno, it pulled down 812 to the ground, and that was after we turned it back.
That was after you turned it back?
After we turned it back, yes. It was
What's the potential of this bad boy?
We don't know. We had it on a 1,000 horse dyno, and it was at 960, and at 960 they said, if you break this, you bought it. so we wound up going into the parameters, pulling everything back down, and we're at 812 to the ground and 2550 on torque.
That's beautiful, brother. It looks great. Looks great. And even though you got all this work done, this is a work truck?
It is a work truck. It is a work truck.
What is the difference between a work truck and a show truck to you?
About $100,000 and sitting in the corner of a shop.
I love that. That was great. That was great. Let's have this conversation. So, how long you been trucking, brother?
34 years.
34 years.
34.
You're in great shape, man.
It's all the good truck driving food and the easy hours and the easy living that I got.
Is that what it is?
No.
34 years.
Yeah, 34 years.
If you were to sum up trucking in a couple words, what would it be?
Overregulated.
Amen to that.
Overregulated. I have never seen an industry that is as overregulated as this one here. Everybody wants in on something. You know, they want to keep the same timetable, but now they're restricting you how fast you can run, when you can run. You know, this is a pre-E-log. I don't need an E-log. I'm on paper when I run, so that's fine with me. But a computer to tell you when to sleep, when to run. You as a driver know yourself. There's days you wake up and you feel great. You feel great. You can sit behind the wheel for 16 hours. It doesn't bother you. There's other days you wake up, an hour down the road, I'm ready for a nap. But you can't do it because the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. That'll screw it up. And if you stop, whoever you're driving for, they're calling you, why you stopped so long, what's going on. You got to run, you got to run, you got to run. That's not the way to be.
Yeah, no, I tell you, I can't tell you how many times I've been on the road, and then right there, 40 minutes in, I get a flat tire.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm tired, I'm changing it, I'm doing this,
right.
I'm doing that, and you know, you really haven't driven at all yet. But
no, you know, there's days you get up and the weather's perfect, you can run, you're feeling good. Fog is my kryptonite. I've been in blizzards, rain, hurricane, tornadoes. Fog is my kryptonite. As soon as it gets foggy, forget it, I'm done.
I hear you.
I'm done.
I hear you.
And, you know, if you want to pull over and wait for the fog to lift or just take a break, you can't do it. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. And I've told a lot of my friends that trucking now is more work behind the desk than behind the wheel. It used to be trucking was trucking. Now trucking is a backseat to working in the office with all the paperwork, all the regulations, everything that you got to do prior to moving that load.
No, I hear you, brother. You know, for the newbies, for the people, the guys and gals that are thinking about getting into this industry now, a lot of people say just don't do it. Others say go for it. 34 years of experience. Any words of wisdom for them?
Like I told you when you walked up to me, I tell this to everybody that's new, and they ask me that question. I say, love to hate it and hate to love it. I mean, if you are a gypsy and you like being out on the road running, if you like being by yourself, if you like being in control of what's going on, that's fine. If I'm not, a lot of people have done it. I'm not knocking it. But if you are a family man or woman, kids, spouse, you're tight with parents, grandparents, and you want to be there for every birthday, anniversary, every event that the kids have, and still do this, I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's tough. It's tough. I've run the road the majority of that 34 years. And when my first daughter was born, I came off the road. I ran local for a while, and I wound up back on the road. And my next daughter was born. I came off the road, and then I wound up back on the road again. And then they start having sports and school functions and, you know, things like that. Daddy, gonna be there? And you try to walk that fine line between making the money to support the family so they can do those things and being home to enjoy them while they're doing those things.
No, that's a great way to put it. Now, my question to you is, every time your kid was born, why did you go back on the road?
I just love the road. I love the road. I wound up with a dedicated run for about 2 years. It was okay, but it's the same thing every day. The only thing that was different was weather and traffic, but it's the exact same thing. It's monotonous. I like being out on the road.
You know, speaking of that, where's the best place to get some food on the road in all of America?
Oh man,
you got a favorite place or a favorite dish?
Oh man, it's tough now because there's not a lot of mom and pop truck stops anymore. There's not a lot of restaurants off the beaten path that you can get into with a big truck where they're not going to boot you and tow you. I'd say any mom and pop family restaurant you can find.
Anyone come to mind, even if it's not open anymore?
There's one that's up in South Dakota, right off I-29. I haven't had a bad meal there ever.
What's the name of that place, you know?
Oh.
People are going to put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments, people. I can look it up. I can look it up real quick. I was just there a couple weeks ago.
What'd you have?
Oh, I had the chicken fried steak.
I love chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak, hash browns, drawn it all in gravy, corn on the cob, chocolate cake. I mean, it's all good.
Love it, man.
I've had the breakfasts, I've had lunches, I've had dinners there many, many times. And it's not the typical TA, Pilot, Petro, Loves. It's not the fast food stuff. You know, I'll go out of my way to give my money to a mom and pop to keep them going. I'm more of the mom and pop guy, the little guy, than big corporate.
I love that, man. In your years of trucking, what's the craziest thing you've ever experienced or seen? Or
Oh, I can't say that on video.
Got it. Understood.
Craziest thing, I don't know, probably some of the craziest things is just weather. Having tornadoes bouncing around you. I mean, you look out your window, there's one out the door here, and you're trying to outrun one that's behind you. You're looking at the radar on your phone, and I mean, they're all around you, trying to outrun that, you know, being in hurricanes, you know, down in the southeast. I mean, it's just everything. Extremes, extreme heat down, coming out of Arizona into California, and freezing cold. Like we had that polar vortex years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's just extremes.
Yeah. No.
That's about the crazy.
No, that's good. That's good. No, I appreciate that. You know, anything special, anything interesting about you, my friend, that people wouldn't know about you, but unless you told them. You know, we all got a skill. You know, I'm great at yo-yo.
Right? Great at yo-yo.
I have yo-yo skills and I can skateboard really well. If you look at me, you'll be like, the yo-yo? I get that.
Yo-yo.
I get that. I can see that. But, you know, just anything that comes to mind.
What I'm good at is what I said earlier, is walking that fine line between being a family guy with a wife, 4 daughters, and being on the road.
You're able to make it work.
I'm able to make it work. That's what I'm good at.
Hey, I love that, man.
That's
the biggest skill.
I mean, I built this truck. Me and my wife sat down. We designed it. She said, go ahead, go do it. And pulled it in the shop, started tearing it down, started building it. I don't have a 15-man crew. It's me. And if I need help picking something up that's heavy, I call a couple buddies over and that's it. But my skills, I like building trucks.
That's cool, man.
I love it. I like to just, I would like to, on a day off, just kick back and do nothing, but yeah, house, trucks, 2 businesses. I mean, it's tough.
I heard that, brother.
It's tough.
Now you talk about businesses. Are these your businesses?
This is my business. Yes. We have this, and because of all the oversize we run, my wife started a pilot car company.
That's amazing.
So they go hand in hand. And what started out with my wife just piloting me, we now have trucking companies all over the U.S. and I think 6 or 8 up in Canada that we pilot for.
That's great, man. So you guys are doing heavy haul RGN stuff?
Yeah. This is a 3-axle truck. I could throw a Jeep on and do it that way, but for the most part, I'm an OD guy. I do more over-dimensional than heavy.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'll get up there 100, 125, but for the most part, I'm just big.
I love that. I love that.
I'm just big. You know, wide, tall, long.
He's big for no reason.
Right, right.
That's what my girl says about me. See? You know, you're my first friend that I made today.
First friend.
Sweaty. Hey, that's how I like it.
Full of polish.
You know, when people ask me what do, I go, I get into trucks with sweaty men that I don't know. And we leave it at that. And then I walk away.
You know what?
And I record it. And they go, what the hell?
At the end of the day, people are like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to a hotel with an escort. You know what I mean? And they're like, what, dude? You're kidding me? I'm like, no. Nope.
It's our business.
Nope. It's what we do.
It's what we do. I love it, man. That's great, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Not a problem.
Good stuff.